Hey, this is Brian.
And this is Mike.
We're back at you this week. We're going to talk a little bit about the Seahawks Eagles game, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Mariners and the moves that they're making to get this star Japanese player that they refer to as the Babe Ruth of Japan. We'll get into that a little bit here.
We'll see.
We'll see for sure. I don't know. That's a pretty high comparison. Anybody throwing Babe Ruth's name around and saying that they're as good as Babe Ruth, you better really be able to put up because, in my opinion, still he's the best baseball player to ever play the game.
Oh, I think without a doubt he's the best player ever to play a game. I know a lot of people throw other numbers out there and how his home run record was beat by Hank Aaron and then beat by a cheater. But, that being said, it's, Babe Ruth pitched and hit, and he just did it all. He was amazing. So
Yeah, definitely so.
Anyway,
so get to the Eagles-Seahawks game. Were you surprised?
I did. I last week I predicted 30-21 or 30-24, I believe, and wow, I was more wrong than more wrong. Apparently, I'm not very good at predicting games publicly.
Did we both predict to lose?
I don't know if you did. I think you might have predicted to win, but that being said, I did think that the Eagles were going to pull it off. I was gladly mistaken.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson, wow.
Yeah.
He just, played
really well.
It's amazing how it takes more than half of a season and a primetime game against the quote-unquote best team in the NFC for people to even say Russell Wilson's name in MVP race. When, in my opinion,
really
he's been playing like an MVP all season. And, you take him away from the Hawks, and the Hawks are a team that look like the 49ers.
Yeah, probably. So, maybe a little better, but not much.
Maybe. I don't know how you could be more valuable to your team than that. You take Tom Brady away from the Patriots, you still have Bill Belichick, and they're still going to win. Maybe not all
Let's just say you add Wilson to the Browns, and the Browns are 6-6 right now in the playoff hunt.
They're probably even better than that.
You think it's better than that?
Russell Wilson's a winner, dude. He's just, He reminds me, even more than just reminds me, but Tim Tebow in his first year with the Broncos.
Speaking of which, Browns management, if you're hearing this, it's too late now, but you didn't think Tim Tebow maybe? You didn't think, hey, let's go sign the guy who knows how to make teams win? What
you took a crappy Broncos team and made the playoffs.
I know you go through quarterback after quarterback after quarterback, and you're thinking, nah, we won't give Tebow a chance because we don't want the hype with the Browns, nor the ticket sales, nor the jersey sales, nor the wins. Now we'll just go with another guy who probably won't get the job done. Nice job, Browns.
They don't even go for Colin Kaepernick. Even Kaepernick's better than what they got.
I know.
Give the guy a chance, I would say. I know he's got a big media presence following and all that jazz. I don't want to talk about it.
But here's the thing.
But he's way better than what you got.
And you're the Browns. You don't even get media coverage. Wouldn't you at least have bad media coverage and no coverage?
Yeah, bad coverage is better than no coverage at all. Let's be honest.
The Browns did fire their GM, so
but not the head coach.
Not the head coach yet. He's still got a job.
I think that might be just because the GM's made some terrible decisions, and the coach is like, "What do you want me to do with what you're giving me?
Exactly.
I can't do much of anything." So maybe they'll give him another year, see if he can turn it around. But
I'm thinking about moving to Cleveland and getting the job because apparently, I can't do much worse, right?
I'm pretty sure.
I think I can get us a win.
I'm pretty sure that any animal that you can think of could coach and play quarterback for that team.
It's just
and defense and offense, everything better than what the Browns are currently doing.
I honestly think if they'd taken Tebow, they at least would have a win. I think
without a doubt, he knows
they'd probably be 5-5.
He knows how to win in the fourth quarter. The first three quarters, I know, are frustrating for people who are fans of quarterbacks like that. But in the fourth quarter, he knew how to win. He beat Ben Roethlisberger, who many people consider Ben Roethlisberger to be a top 25 quarterback of all time. Top 25 of all time.
He's probably top 25. Yeah.
I guarantee you that most people would have a hard time leaving him out. He's got 2 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
He's got...
one of them,
Well, yes, but even still.
Yeah.
He still has 2 Super Bowls. And he's been on teams that win. He's got great stats. It's hard to argue.
It's not just that though, but the Steelers' defense that year was really good.
Sure.
Don't get me wrong, Broncos' defense was good too. I mean, they were both good, but Steelers defense was rated number 1 that year, and very first pass right over the middle there, boom, touchdown.
What was his face? Thomas.
Yeah, Marius Thomas.
Yeah, so, and that being said, and then get this, people. He lost to arguably the best quarterback of all time. Yeah. The best. I'm talking Tom Brady. I mean, seriously, when his career is said and done, he's going to have better stats than all the other quarterbacks.
Yeah, more than likely.
He's going to have more Super Bowl wins than all the other quarterbacks.
I think he has the most Super Bowl wins. I don't think there's a quarterback who's more than him. He has 5.
Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, as much as I am not a fan of the Patriots or anything Boston in general, I have to give it to the guy. He's probably...
Him and Belichick are probably
the best coach-quarterback combo ever to play, I think.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know about ever. I mean, you got to go back and look at teams from the 40s and 30s and 50s, too. But at least the best in the last 50 years, for sure.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough about Tim Tebow.
Yeah, we're getting off track.
Russell Wilson.
But yeah, so...
The great Houdini. The wizard, as some people like to call him. He just pulls magic out of his hat. You don't even know where it comes from. Oh, you think he's going left? No, he's going right. Oh, you think he's going to pass it? No, he's going to fake it and run 5 more yards. He'll fake it beyond the line of scrimmage, and people still jump. It's like they're playing high school backyard football, and this guy is a college player. Like,
it's pretty bad.
It's pathetic.
It's pretty bad. But I mean, it's amazing on his part. But Seahawks really played well. I want to give a major shout out again to my boy Earl Thomas. That guy is a beast. He is so freaking good. I mean, he is GOAT for safety. Honestly, he's so good. He did get beat on one play, and luckily they didn't complete it. There was a route where the wide receiver went up, and he turned in, and it appeared to Thomas that he was going to continue to turn and go, and instead he cut across field. And luckily for us, Wentz just overthrew him.
He had a little bit of pressure on that throw too, so that might have been why he overthrew him.
Yeah, that's the only play that I saw that Thomas was like, "Oh, you got beat there." But other than that, helping cause that fumble on the 1 yard line,
amazing.
It's just, and then Bobby Wagner, Defensive Player of the Year, has not missed a single tackle all year. They said on TV, he's missed a single tackle.
There's something to be said about offensive players and the stats and numbers that they can put up. Why not have a defensive MVP? Bobby Wagner.
I'm
putting his name in the mix right now. Honestly, I think it's about time we had a defensive MVP again. And if I were to pick one, it's Bobby Wagner.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is they say, well, we have an MVP award. It can go to offense or defense. Yeah. When's the last time they voted for a defensive guy?
When's the last time a defensive guy's been in the running?
Yeah, I can't even remember.
Was it Ray Lewis a few years back, maybe?
I don't know. So talking about, it's like with the Heisman, they say, it's eligible to everybody. Last time a defensive player won the Heisman was 1997, I think. Yeah. So, you should have your offensive MVP and defensive MVP.
Mm-hmm.
And
I just that there's only one Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I agree. I think there should be an offense and a defensive MVP. That way, defensive players don't get the short end of the stick, which they have been for the last probably 5-10 years. I don't even remember.
Yeah. And in all reality, what wins championships? Is it offense or is it defense? It's defense.
Who had the best offense coming into Sunday? Who had the best offense going into the Broncos-Seahawks Super Bowl? I'm sorry, folks. I have short-term memory.
That's right, but who had the best defense going into that Super Bowl?
That's right.
We did.
Defense wins over offense. Yeah. Every time.
Every time.
Well, 90%. But, it's still...
I know. It's true. So, awesome game. Really, really well done. I felt like the play calling was good again. I want to say a big shout-out to Bevel as well for way to get the offense going right away. I've been really tired of watching a lethargic team for the first half of the game, thinking, are they going to do anything? What are they doing? And I don't know if it's just that Bevel has just been just saying, we're a run team, we're a run team, we're a run team. And finally he's realizing, I'd love to be a run team, but we're not a run team. We haven't been a run team in a couple of years. It's like you either pass the ball or you give the ball to Russell and have him run. Mm-hmm. And so the very first play, Russell runs the ball off to the left side, gets a first down. And I felt like that just set the tone for the game.
It really did. It really felt like the Seahawks definitely had a chance, and they were definitely going to Give the Eagles a run for their money.
Yeah, and they did well. They got pressure on Wentz. They picked him. I also want to say I do want to give a little bit of credit to Wentz on one of the throws that he was staggering, almost going out of bounds, slipping and falling, and he threw that ball like 40 yards downfield over Maxwell's head. I know.
I mean, it was.
I was a little frustrated, but I thought I gotta give credit where credit's due because that was a phenomenal pass. That was really good.
Well, you know, he's good.
He is. South Dakota State, ladies and gentlemen. That's where he played. South Dakota State.
The Eagles definitely did the right thing.
Oh, yeah. No, they did great. And the Eagles it's still well on track.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if we have a rematch in Philadelphia. Or maybe if
Seattle can win out, maybe in
Seattle can win out, maybe another one in Seattle. But the likelihood, I don't know if the Eagles will lose that many games to come in with us. They could. I mean, they are 10-2 now. If they lose to the Rams, that would make them to 10-3. Then they have to lose one more game.
Yeah.
And then we would own the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's going to happen.
But they lose one more, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, they have to face the Raiders. And I don't know if you know this, but the Raiders, the Chargers.
Yeah.
I almost said San Diego. It's L.A. now.
Yeah.
And the Kansas City Chiefs are all at 6-6 right now.
I know. What a garbage division now.
It may be garbage, but when it comes down to it, they need to win to make it in. And furthermore, the Broncos, they may be 3-9. They're only 3 games back.
Yeah.
And they have to face them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you win those 3 games and look at you. Now you're 6-9 and they're 6 potentially they go down. So, I mean, I think that division could go to anyone. The likelihood is it will not go to the Broncos. However, you never know.
Yeah, I mean, they have to face, like you're saying, they got the Rams, Giants, Raiders, and Cowboys. I think Giants is a guaranteed win.
I wouldn't say guaranteed, but I would say very high probability, a high likelihood. The Giants are weird. You know, they were really good last year. And I know that they've had some injuries this year, and I know they have not played well this year. But with that being said, anything could happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I would never say any game is guaranteed. That being said,
that's true. That
being said, I think out of those games, the most likely one that they will win will be against the Giants.
Yeah. I mean, it's very true. I mean, the worst team in the NFL, Browns, can beat the best team in the NFL if the best team has a day off. I mean, that's the thing. You are talking, everybody makes fun, we all laugh about the Browns, but they are professional players. Like, they were at one point very good players on a college team.
And I would argue that some of them are very good players. It's just sometimes maybe the calls aren't the right calls for offense or defensively. Perhaps they get a few calls from the referees that don't go their way.
Yeah.
You know, there's been games where the Browns were in it this year. I don't know if you know this. It's not like they got blown out every single game.
No, they haven't. They haven't. And the Browns... last year they won a couple too, actually. I mean, the very beginning of the season, the Browns lost to the Steelers by 3 points.
Yeah, and the Steelers are a good team.
Yeah. And they lost to the Colts by 3 points.
Yep.
They
nearly beat the Titans.
Yeah.
They
lost to the Jets by 3.
Yeah, they didn't lose too badly to the Jaguars. I mean, it was kind of a little out of reach, but it wasn't like a blowout. They lost by 9 to the Chargers.
Yeah.
So, I definitely don't think that it's unrealistic to think that the Browns could definitely win some games here at the end of the season.
I still think they can win one. You still got to think. They still got the Bears coming up. And it's not I wouldn't say it's a gimme for the Bears. Like you said, if you can hold the Steelers to within 3 points, they're not an awful team.
And they've got the Steelers again, and they've got the Ravens in the pack.
Yeah.
So, it'll be interesting. But yeah, the Eagles, going back to them, they've got the Rams, and then
they got Rams, they got
Giants, Cowboys, and Oakland. Thank you. Jeez. I don't know if what's his face, Ezekiel Elliott will be back.
He will be for Seahawks game.
For the game against the Eagles. If he's back for that game, look out, Eagles. I mean, the Cowboys are a way better team when they have Ezekiel Elliott.
Oh no, definitely.
It's just, I mean, it's without a doubt. So we'll see if they have.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they're gonna have it against the Eagles.
Okay.
They face the Eagles for the very last game of the season. So.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, look out, Eagles. That's a game you could very well lose, and next week, that's a game they very well could lose as well. So, but yeah, moving back to the Hawks.
Yeah, get back to the Seahawks here, who you guys really want to hear about.
Yeah.
They got the Jaguars this Sunday at 1:25 p.m.
Over in Jacksonville.
Yeah. Jacksonville's a good team this year. They're not bad.
They're got an 8-4 record,
same
just like
as us. So could be a very interesting game. I really hope Seahawks can pull it off. Then they have the Rams at home, which is going to be an extremely tough game.
Yep, we have beaten them this year at their place. That being said, that doesn't guarantee a win.
No, not how they're playing. And then they go to the Cowboys.
Yeah,
could be a tough game, especially being the first game back for Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah, hopefully he's got a few what do you call it? Slow pistons moving for that game, so he's not very fast. And though the Seahawks have been able to shut some pretty premier runners down this year. Adrian Peterson obviously is not in his prime, but they shut him down. The running back for the Eagles, Ajayi, I think is, or Ajayi, he has had a pretty good start to his career, and they shut him down. So it'll be interesting to see if they can shut down Ezekiel Elliott when they're in Dallas.
Yeah.
Then, of course, they end the season here at home against the Cardinals.
And the Cardinals are an okay team. They're not an awful team. I mean, they're not great, but...
If they had Carson Palmer, I think they would be in the mix for the division league. I honestly do.
I agree. So,
he just makes that team so much better.
Also, I do want to... we gave a big shout-out to Earl Thomas on the strip. I do also want to credit Sheldon Richardson because he definitely partaked in that fumble strip as well. So... I don't want to make it seem like it was just Earl Thomas. Sheldon Richardson did a good job. But anyways, looking forward to this Jaguars team. I think the Hawks are going to pull it off. I just hope that they're not on a high coming off of beating the Eagles and thinking that they're invincible. I've been told players are getting healthy. People are going to start coming back here.
Shed.
Yeah, Shed's supposed to be coming back
soon. He practiced, I think, for the first time this last week.
Like 9 months
or at least he was on the field. I don't know if he practiced. Yeah, it's been a while since January.
Yeah, so...
In the playoffs, actually, is when he tore that ACL.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's a good sign. We could get Shed back by the Rams, Cowboys, or Cardinals, which would be a huge thing.
It would help us give us some more depth in our secondary, which has been pretty depleted at times this year. I mean... Obviously, we don't have the best corner in the league in Richard Sherman. That being said, we've got pretty good ones in Jeremy Lane and Byron Maxwell being a pretty healthy and pretty good surprise, I'd say.
They're playing pretty well.
Considering Shaquille Griffin, I mean, he's been a phenomenal rookie.
Shaquille started, though, this last game. Lane didn't start. I guess Lane's playing backup.
Oh, was he? And it was Maxwell on the other side?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that being said, having Shed back will definitely help, especially with, I think, the nickel position.
Yeah.
Just because Coleman's been doing the bulk of that, and he's been on the field a lot during that spot. So if you get Shed back, he can play that outside. Then you got Jeremy Lane playing the outside and the nickel, and it just gives you so many more possibilities and maybe confusion for the opposite quarterback. If you got Lane, Coleman, Griffin, or Maxwell all in there. And then it's like, okay, which one is my guy? Which one's guarding who? Are they in the zone? Are they in the man? Are they doing some kind of weird man zone thing?
Yeah.
So anything to help confuse the opposing quarterback is definitely a good thing.
Well, and offensively, we got Davis back. Played really well against the Eagles. So now we have you can go to Davis, you can go to Rawls. You go to Lacey if you wanted to. I don't really think they're going to.
I think Lacey's only on the team because he made so much money from us before.
Yeah, and then you can also go to
McKissick.
Yeah, McKissick as well. So, I mean, you have really, I would say, 3 viable backs. You have 4 backs, but you have 3 viable backs. And they're not even playing Rawls that much either. So I'm not quite sure. He ran the ball once for 4 yards. I thought it was a good carry.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether or not I think they've saw something in practice, or he's maybe fighting some kind of injury that nobody knows about.
Yeah, I don't know.
It should be on the injury report, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens for sure. And I think, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe it'll be a low-scoring game here in Jacksonville. I don't think that the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to put up much money or much points on us. They might get 6.
That's it?
I think they'll scrape a couple field goals together. Maybe 10.
I'm going to go 13.
13, okay.
13 for Jaguars. I think they get a touchdown and 2 field goals. I think Seahawks score 27, 3 touchdowns and a field goal.
I'm thinking 24.
Okay.
Wait, 27 would be.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah.
2 field goals.
2 field goals. 2 field goals and 3 touchdowns. That's what I meant. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
We're on the Mariners.
Yeah, Mariners here. It's not baseball season yet, but Mariners made a pretty big move today, you guys. I don't know if you saw, but they went out and they got Dee Gordon. This guy played for the Miami Marlins, one of the National League. What was it?
Player batting champion.
Okay.
He's the hitting champion.
Yeah, he's a Gold Glove winner. He plays second base. They're going to be putting him in the outfield, center field. Great player. We ended up trading our number 2 prospect, which is, okay. And then
number 7 too,
and our number 7 and a right-hander. So they gave up a little bit amount.
They did, but you get a guy who is a good hitter.
Yeah.
He steals bases.
Oh yeah.
He can play center field. From the sound of it, he's obviously a second baseman, but he could also play second baseman. Yeah. Robertson Cano's not playing. He can play over maybe on shortstop if Gene Secure's not playing. I mean, he's very versatile.
We definitely take on a little bit more. Definitely take on a little bit more money per year though. It looks like we're going to be paying him $10.8 million this next year,
and he's worth it, I think. Though.
Yeah. Oh no, I agree. He's a great hitter. He's going to complete that outfield. They're probably not going to go after Dyson now. Dyson's probably not even going to try, to be honest, anyways. Dyson's out. You're going to move Gordon in. Then you got Gordon, Gamble, and
Heredia as a backup probably.
Yeah,
Haniger.
And Haniger. So Haniger
and Cruz, of course, when he is.
Yeah, but it's Gamble, Haniger, and Dee Gordon rounding out the outfield. Sounds really good. Another big reason Mariners went for Dee Gordon, not the only reason for sure, but added another $1 million to our international fund. Folks, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but the Mariners now have $3.5 million for the international.
Which puts them right above.
They're just barely above the Rangers. Yeah. They have the most international money, and they're going for, as they call the Babe Ruth of Japan, Shohei Ohtani. I'm sorry, I probably butchered that. It's probably not how you say it, but you know who I'm talking about. He can pitch. He can hit.
At least in Japan, of course. Yeah, I'm not trying to say that the Japan League is a lot worse than the American League, but
no, it's a good league, but it's not MLB.
It's not MLB. I mean, we'll see how he does. I honestly think it's like a step above AAA, maybe a few steps.
Yeah, I think it's AAA. Well, I think it's right in between, or it's like AAA. I would say AAA or a step above.
Hopefully that'll translate well. The many Japanese players have had success here in America, including Ichiro Suzuki.
Probably the biggest name ever, I would say.
Yeah, Hideki Matsui. Yeah. I would even go as far as saying Yu Darvish had some success.
Yeah, Yu Darvish had some success, yeah.
Oh my gosh, what's his name? Hideki Mats.
You already said Hideki.
No. Who's the pitcher we have?
Oh,
Iwakuma. He had success at first. At first, I mean, he's obviously had some injuries, but and I'm not even I'm missing guys. I know I am. But they've all had a decent amount of success here, and so I think that the Mariners should go after this guy.
They're going after him.
I think they should try to get him. I do.
They are. There's no doubt in my mind the Mariners are going after him. They're going after him. Here's my one concern. I'm afraid they'll overpay. We're pretty desperate to get a guy. I just don't want them to overpay. They're going to. It's just the way it is because you got to make sure you get them. The one thing, though, that I've noticed, Ichiro is one of the few exceptions, but especially when it comes to, at least more so with pitchers, Darvish, Kuma, they've both gotten injured. And why is that? I think because in the Japanese league, they do not play as many games. They're only out there. They're only playing 100 and some games. I don't know how many games they're pitching necessarily, but they're not having as many starts as they are here. And when they come to the U.S., over the period of a couple of years in a compacts, they start to get tired and they're more prone to injury. Now, I don't know if they're necessarily signing this guy for him to be primarily a pitcher or more of a hitter. I mean, obviously we want him to play both, but eventually toward later on in his career, he's going to gravitate towards one because I find it, you're over 35, 36 years old, it's going to be a lot harder to maintain as high of a skill level at both.
I think that's a great point. We'll see what he does for sure.
Yeah,
and
I mean that's quite a ways away. He's only 22.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. That being said, transitioning into the MLB is definitely not a task that everyone can do.
No,
we see hundreds of minor league players go right back to the minor leagues because they just can't they can't cut it.
Yeah, they can't.
And you see Japan players. Usually they don't come over unless they can make it because it's very competitive and it's very tough, and they don't want to play AAA.
No,
they're going to play AAA. They'd rather go back to Japan and play for their home.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that the hype about this guy is pretty real. I think he is pretty good. I think that you're going to overpay for him. But that being said, I'd rather overpay for a guy that slightly underperforms than not get a guy who goes to your competition like the Rangers or the Angels,
definitely so.
and have him overperform there.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
well, they're saying he's going to come in and play DH when he's not pitching. They're going to move Cruz to the outfield. Here's the thing: you can't not have Cruz in the lineup because of his bat. Cruz is not a great defensive player anymore. I'm sorry, he's not.
Right field is generally the position that you don't need the best defensive player.
I would much rather have Gamble or Haniger and Dee Gordon in there. I'm not going to bench Dee Gordon. They're paying too much. He's too good.
I think he'd be done to bench Gamble. Gamble.
Yeah, and the way Haniger played towards the end of the season last year, hitting 3-something, I don't think you mentioned him either. So that's my only concern with the dynamic is who's going to play where? What are you going to do then? Because here's the thing, the guy, he's a good player. His average in Japan is 286 with 500 slugging and 358 on base percentage. Now, that being said, you're talking Nelson Cruz, who hit 280-something in the MLB, and his slugging is
39 home runs.
Yeah, and his slugging is considerably higher.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what you're gonna do. I just would rather have. I don't know.
Sounds like Ryan doesn't know. I think that's not a bad problem to have. I've got two great players. What do I do with them as a Seahawk? I got two running backs that are really, really awesome.
Well, it's a little different, though. You can interchange backs all the time.
I understand that, but my point still remains the same. For years now, the Seahawks' entire preseason roster has been so good. Most all of these guys could play on an NFL roster.
And they get picked up by
a lot of them do. Yeah. I think that's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
I honestly do. The more competition to drive the other players to get better, the better. I think that if we were to go out and get this guy, he's going to make other guys compete harder to keep their jobs. Yeah, he's going to make them better defensive players. He's going to make them better offensive players. He's going to force them to become better players just all around. And same with pitching. Yeah. It's not guaranteed he's going to have a spot. He's got to earn it.
Yeah.
I mean, and
I hope he can do well pitching.
I really do.
Pitcher. Yeah.
And I think that's also going to help guys like James Paxton get better and secure his spot as a good player. Felix Hernandez. Yokuma's on the minor league contract with the Mariners right now.
Yeah.
Likelihood is he'll be in the majors if he's healthy and he can pitch fine, which he's been doing when he is healthy.
Yeah. I'm excited for Mike Leake this next year, too. Played really, really well when he came over here. I'm hoping he'll have a great season.
For sure.
One of the few concerns about the new Japanese player, he does tend to swing and miss a couple times.
Yeah.
He's averaging. Let's see how many strikeouts is he averaging this season? I don't know. It's a lot though. He's averaging probably now. Sorry, let me preface this. He's averaging about probably 70 strikeouts a season, which to you is like, well, that's not that many strikeouts, but he's averaging only 70-some games too.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, he had in one season 65 games. He had 63 strikeouts.
Yeah.
A little bit less than one a game. Now you say, oh, well, that's not that bad. Well, or 162 games, 162 strikeouts, or 160 strikeouts. That's a lot of strikeouts. So I mean,
he had 98 in 104 games one season.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. I think if he's pitching though, perhaps if he's pitching well. Maybe the Mariners will say, well, we don't care if you want to hit.
We want you to pitch.
We need you to pitch because you're pitching well, and we need you to stay healthy and be a pitcher.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, his ERA is very good. He had 2.52.
Mm-hmm. That's over 5 seasons in Japan.
Yeah.
So. Well, thank you for tuning in this week. Yeah. We hope that you guys have a good week, and hope that you also enjoy the Seahawks game on Sunday. Real quick. Shout out to the men's Washington Husky basketball team.
Way to beat the
Jayhawks, Kansas. Number 2 in the nation. Could have been a fluke, maybe not. Maybe the Huskies are 7-2.
Yeah.
Everyone has a bad game, right? Even the worst team can beat the best team. Well, they've lost twice. Hopefully, the Huskies are back on top, the top dog in the Pac-12.
Yeah. Hopefully they can peek on in there.
Nice.
It would be. Yeah.
So anyway, have a good week. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.